Welcome to this first look map tour with me, MrSealyp. Jade Mountain. This is a new map to console by the FDR Logging Team. I think I've done first look map tours on pretty much all of their maps that have come out to console. I might have missed one maybe. And they're good. They're very good at what they do. If you like logging, this is your thing. You're going to love this map. Each map has brought different challenges. Each map has brought something interesting, different scenery, different terrain. And this is a challenging map, and I think that's why they've done it. It's a small map, very, very small, but you'll see what I mean about it being challenging. This is going to be kind of a video of two halves. I'm not going to split it into two halves, it's all going to be one video, but what I mean is the first bit I'm going to do it the other way around to what I normally do. I'm going to go out and show you the map first, then we're going to go and come back and we're going to look around here on the kind of hard pan. And what you often find with their maps, if you look at that, it only takes up the bottom quarter of the entire kind of map area that you would normally have. And what they normally have on their maps is like a hard pan area, like where we're standing. Big concrete area with normally your Morgan's Massive Motors or your shop of some description. You might have a building or two. They often have a grain sell point. They sometimes have a BGA, and they inevitably have a sawmill, which is over the back there. And I've deliberately stood here. Well, this is where you start, but I don't want to show you that yet. We're going to come back to that later on because I like that. I like it a lot. I really, really do. This is seasons compatible. The snow mask is on. I did check that. There is a picture I'm going to put up in a second. In the winter, what they've done as well, they've added textures so the trees look frosty and snowy, the branches look like they've got sort of snow on them. It's brilliant. The water on the lakes freezes over, so you know it's brilliant. It really, really is good. That picture's going to come up now. Okay, so let's look at our starting lineup of vehicles. That's it. The pickup TT and a brand new trailer. Oh yes, and of course a trusty chainsaw. That's it. That's all you start with. I don't know why I've got 19,999, not 20,000. I haven't spent $1 on anything, or €1 or whatever it needs to be set on. But that's it. I kind of like that because it forces you to start off small. You've got to start off small unless you're going to use cheap boxes or whatever you decide to do. So you go off into the woods with your little trailer, your chainsaw, cut down some trees, throw them in the back, start making money, and then obviously build your vehicles up. If you don't want to do that, then yeah, there are various different ways of making money or putting money into the game so you can buy some bigger equipment. We've got our vehicle store here and our configuration customization point for vehicles. Plenty of shelters, all looking very, very good. Now if we have a look into the map itself, like I say, it's bottom corner and you've got all these numbered areas, and I know the FDR logging guys stream a lot. They put up a lot of videos with some amazing equipment and some cool stuff, and they are very, very good at this. I'm not sure what the designation for each of the areas is, because I thought it might be to do with like area, it might be direction, but it's not. There's one up the top there that ended with the sixes. Yeah, I really don't know. KR166E BX290. I don't know what they stand for. If anyone does, please drop it in the comments, let me know what that stands for. Or I know sometimes when I used to do the reviews, Mirithis Catalyst used to come on and help me out, put comments and explain things that I'd missed or wasn't too sure about. So that's it. That's the extent of the map. We have got various different logging areas that we need to be able to get to. So what we can do is very, very quickly we're going to whiz out and have a look. You know, at the end of the day, it's a logging map. Actually, what I'm going to do, bear with me 1 second. That's better. Just have to change the settings back to ×1, otherwise the time kind of progresses. So this is the only way out of our hard pan area into the forest. I'm going to put the small map in the corner because that is definitely going to help out. This, I mean, just from starting off, the textures look quite different to a lot of the maps. Not a lot of the maps, but some of the maps they've done before. There's more kind of grass textures, and you've got different kind of flowers and stuff in the ground, which is great. No shortage of trees, no shortage of logging, but as you can see straight away, you've got these very windy, narrow pathways. So transporting logs, moving equipment around is going to be fairly treacherous at times, I would imagine. What they've also done, which I love, is they've marked trees as well. Now, I tried to look online to find out, and I couldn't work out, because everything seemed to conflict, whether a marked tree was supposed to be cut down or a marked tree was supposed to be left. I would imagine in this game you can cut down everything, cut down whatever you want, but I suppose if you're going to set yourself a scenario, you might do a job where you go out and you only cut down the marked trees, or you go out and you only leave the marked trees. It's entirely up to you. But the scenery is stunning. They've done such a good job. I mean, just turning that corner straight away there, looking out over there, it's fantastic. It just looks incredible. Now, I haven't come across any gold nuggets, so I don't know if there are any. There may well be, but as you can see, the slightly wider equipment, trucks, Scorpion King, the Buffalo, any of those kind of things, there are going to be points where you're not going to be able to charge around like a lunatic. It's going to get a little bit hairy. So this is the first of our kind of logging sites, logging points. You can see more of the trees marked. I thought maybe it was kind of a trail, because I know on Smoky Mountain logging they had a secret logging area, and when you look at the map you think that's prime for it, isn't it? You know, you've got all that expanse, you could find a secret logging trail that takes you off. I don't know if there is one on here. It would be amazing if there is, but I don't think there is. But if you haven't played on Smoky Mountain logging, go and check it out, see if you can find the logging trail. It's really, really good. I might put a link up to my video just in case you get stuck, you might want some help. Anyway, we're going to carry on. Put the map back down. Now, I may miss one of these or two of these, I don't know. I hope not. But you can, I mean, you can go right up into the wilderness, which is phenomenal. Some of this logging won't be too challenging, but some of it is going to be tricky, and it's going to be fun. And like I say, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. If you're into logging, if you like doing this, if you like doing your multiplayer logging maps with friends, you're going to love it. You are absolutely going to love it. Actually, we went past two there, didn't we? As we went up the hill, and we did the first bend round, the left-hand side was one of the logging trails. So I need to go, make sure I go the right way. Again, this is just, I think the word is vistas, stunning vistas. It is amazing. I just missed one, didn't I? Of course I did. I knew I would. Just down here. Across this narrow little bit here. And we've got another kind of logging area here that goes off and around there. And obviously you've got these very, very steep cliff sides. So some of this stuff is going to be very hard to access, but that's the whole point. It's a challenge. Normally I would jump cut if it's a long drive. I mean, it's not a long drive. It's not a very big map, but I just don't want to. You know, again. I mean, look at this. It's wow, 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 wow. Really, really very cool. So we'll keep on going over this next ridge. You can see a track that winds off down the hill and one that goes up the hill. We'll do the one up first, which brings you up to kind of one of the highest points for the actual logging equipment. You can obviously go much, much higher with your logging. More trees marked. And if we head down this trail here, we start a descent down into this kind of secondary valley, I suppose. Now with some of the slower machinery, it's going to take a while to get out to some of these points. So we've got this one here. I missed one. I've missed something somewhere, I'm sure I have. So we've got this one, this side here, on the map at the bottom. It doesn't actually help opening the map, bigger does it? And then we've got one this side as well. I mean, that's it in essence. That's the map. Like I say, the terrain's stunning. It's beautiful. It's incredible. And like I say, it's not for everyone. If you're not into logging, it's not going to be your cup of tea. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to reset the vehicle just to show you where it resets to. I mean, it's kind of obvious where it's going to reset to. It's not really likely to reset to one of the logging camp areas. So bear with me. And here we are. Respawning the vehicle brings it right the way back to here, back onto the hard pan area. That's kind of in essence the first part of this first look. I'm going to carry on now, but I'm going to jump to a little bit later on because I'm going to set a couple of things up, because to show you the sawmill I want to show you it properly. I really do, because I really like it. I don't think any of these doors open, not that I'm aware of. It's always something like that I miss. I kind of get overexcited about all the little bits all over the place and then don't actually show you everything. But there's plenty of storage for vehicles. I mean, if you're going to expand your logging operation, I mean, you can have tons of stuff here. But like I say, I'll show you the rest of it for you in a moment, for me in a little while. Right, on to phase 2, part 2 of this first look, and we come to the sawmill. And I wanted to do this separately and set some things up because I wanted to show you. And what FDR Logging have done is they've taken the standard fare, the here's a sawmill, go over this point, drop it, and everything disappears into a sell point, and they've stepped up a notch. This is the red Mcmill's sawmill, I think. And they put a crane on the other side. There is a mill pond, I'm going to show you that in a minute, but this is absolutely brilliant. You've got the log storage points here. There was a mod for these. You could buy, is it a set of 3? I think you have 3 posts. So I've taken the liberty of putting some logs on one of those to show you that with the wheel loader in a minute. When we come over to the sawmill, you've got the crane this side, and you've got your unload point just here. And what is brilliant, and just is amazing, you've got the rollers, so it's not just a sell point. As these tip, they just disappear into the sell point. They go along these rollers, and these little things catch each log to make sure it keeps them moving along the rollers. Comes up the rollers to this point here, which is fantastic, and that's the sell point in essence. But when you come over here and look in the window, you've got the other side of it where the logs come through. Now this bit unfortunately isn't animated as far as I'm aware. I don't think it is. And the logs go through and through the whole production system. And what's brilliant about that as well, sorry, I don't want to get myself killed for doing that. Wood chip sell point is just here, but you've got all of this stuff in here, the whole kind of production line with people working on it, and the sound effects are brilliant. Then like the final end bit here where they're making it into the boards and plain timber, or whatever it might be they're doing. It's just brilliant. So there you go, that's the main part of the sawmill. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Then we come around to this side. We've got the crane. You can pull up a trailer. Now I'm rubbish with the crane, that's why I've pre-done that. It took me ages to get that to there. And what you've got this side is the same kind of thing. We've got the steps and jump up here. We've got the same system here and set up that goes over here to the mill pond. So again, it's not just that drive up to an edge with the ramp, drop it off the side. This little bit of detail makes all the difference. I just think it looks great. It really is. Now what I did try to do earlier, before I started doing this first look, was I thought, well, what about ramps? Because you put ramps, well, you can't fit ramps in that way, but you can fit one ramp here going this direction. So you can have a small ramp going up. So if you've got some small logs and bits and bobs that you want to stick into the mill pond rather than over there, you can put a ramp here leading up this way, and you can actually tip off the back onto there if you wanted to. It's one of those things you do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the crane. I might as well, seeing as we're over here now. And I'm going to mess the controls up, I know I am, but it doesn't matter. So we'll jump up and get in the crane. Oh, I've left it over there. Jump, there we go. So if I do L1, R1, and then, no, I knew that was going to happen. Open it up. There we go. and drop them on. And come back out. But these take a while, don't get me wrong. If you're going to be doing a lot of this, they're gradually going. The logs are being fed. That one unfortunately has got a bit of an angle, so when it hits this it'll probably twist it a little bit, but these will gradually creep along. This Let's Play is now, this first look is now going to be about 4 hours long, because it's going to take that long for the logs to get to that point, but I'll just keep talking until we get there. What I should have done was brought the crane right the way over, but again it doesn't matter. Yeah, that one doesn't like that very much, does it? But they are gradually moving. Obviously 8 metres is the longest cut you can do, unless you bring whole trees. Whole trees aren't going to fit. They won't go between these pillars here. This will take 8 metre width, and that's about the maximum it's going to do, unless you can work out a way of getting whole trees to come on that direction, lengthways rather than sideways, but again that's up to you. So we're going to get there in a moment, and then we'll whiz around to the other side. That'll be the same, because I think this is a slightly longer conveyor belt than the one on the other side. But it's so cool. It's just that added animation, and I suppose because the FDR logging guys, this is what they're into. They love this, you know, and to add this extra little bit in, brilliant. You know, the fact they brought it to consoles, brilliant. And they should go over the edge any moment now. Well, this first one will, and there we go. Not bad at all. So you can imagine if you've got a full trailer load. I only had about 4 logs on there. Full trailer load, up and down with the crane, dropping them off. You're going to have a constant stream. And if you're doing multiplayer and you've got guys bringing you load after load, and you're acting as the crane operator for that particular Let's Play or whatever it is you're doing, you know, that's just a constant stream. So we come around to the other side here, and we've got the one this side. And this is kind of your standard tipping point, if you want to call it. So I'll jump in here, turn it on. And if I unload, on they go. Move this out of the way, like so. What I'm going to do as well, while they're creeping up there, I've got time. I should have time. Let's go and get the wheel loader and get some of the wheel loader as well. So it doesn't have to be tipped by lorry, it can be tipped by anything. The same sort of thing if you've got lorries pulling up here and tipping logs onto here, and you've got someone on the wheel loader or whatever it is you're using. And that's what kind of makes it a bit more immersive. I think that's what they've managed to do with this. They've given it a little bit something extra, you know, that you don't necessarily get, and they didn't necessarily have on their other logging maps, which I think is brilliant. You know, it's an extra step. So like I say, if you're into your logging, you're going to love this. Oh, there you go, look, we're nearly there. So what I'll do is come up here. That's quite steep that way, but that's fine. First one's almost up there to the sell point. So just chop off there. And go over the lip there. Into the sawmill. And paid. I think it's brilliant. Let's open it out. So whatever your method for getting them up onto here, like I say, I just like it. I think it's a very, very nice touch. Brilliant job by the FDR logging team. They've done a brilliant job with this. You know, the map itself, glorious, beautiful, fantastic looking map. A real challenge. Like I say, if you're into logging, you're going to love it. It's different enough to make it interesting to play. This is a fantastic touch that adds a whole new immersive element to it. But that's it from me on this first look map tour on Jade Mountain. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.